Hey guys, welcome yet again to another reaction video. I'm Mr. Lucky Luke, and today's one we're gonna be watching the newest upcoming episode, or more like the upcoming death battle. Kratos versus Asura. God of War versus Asura's Wrath. So this is one of the most popular, one of the few popular suggestions people been obviously been requesting in death battle. I kind of knew this was gonna happen, but I didn't feel like I just didn't understand how to feel about this death battle since I normally don't. I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about these two characters. I only know about Kratos only a little bit, but on the other hand, Asura not as much. So I see a lot of people are already screaming already who's going to win already, but I have no idea. So for now, this is going to be interesting because this is going to be like an actual like a god fight, some sort of. So the question is, who is going to win? Now, I don't know anything about too much about these characters. I only know Kratos only a little bit after watching the recent Kratos for Spawn years ago. I even wanted to rewatch it like a few days ago. I actually started watching or rewatched the Kratos vs Spawn. It was kind of terrible animation, a little bit, but and again, it was how it looked. I mean, it still has some nostalgic, in it. So yeah. Um, besides that, the new Kratos against Asura. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know. I don't know. So the question is, who would I predict? I don't know much about them. I don't have any predictions of strength and speed and any of that. So all I can do is just wait for the 50-minute mark to go down, and then we'll resume or result with seeing the video. So yeah. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I can say this one. Also, disclaimer, last video, I know unfortunately a lot of people didn't enjoy it. It was a lot of nerf because I completely ruined the audio in the back. I'm so sorry I did it. I normally only do that. I only include those audios. Normally I'm supposed to put the volume on a certain like level where like it's not too loud and too low. Well, this one actually was very low, so my apology on the last video. I'm sorry I couldn't do anything about it. I'm sorry you people have to use a lot. You have to turn up the volume to maximum in order to actually enjoy it. Let's just hope nobody's ears was hurt during the the video. If anyone watched it, it's a question, because I would consider if I would appreciate if you guys could at least drop a 50 or 100 views or at least a like on it, because you know it is an old nostalgia gaming I used to play, so appreciate that one. All right. Besides that, that is pretty much it, and yeah, let's get into the video, or tell them once the video is starting. So yeah. All right, here we go. Let's see it. All right. Nice.
Kratos versus Asura.
The ghost of Sparta versus the Wrathful Destructor. Cause sometimes you just want to punch a god in the face. He's whiz
Maybe sometimes.
And it's our
Which
job
is
to analyze their
sometimes,
weapons,
right?
armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Alright, let's see. Alright, I'm gonna learn a lot.
In the beginning, the primordials waged war across existence. A series of cosmic clashes that birthed the universe.
Boom! Now that's what I call a Big Bang.
From Ceto's death, the oceans would flow. From Uranus' strikes, the stars were spawned, and so forth. Thus, the world itself was born from violence.
Starting the whole messy cycle, Uranus was overthrown by his Titan son, Kronos, who was overthrown by his Olympian son, Zeus, who battled his own son, Kratos.
As a classic
Okay.
bastard child
The
of Zeus, Kratos was left among Spartan mortals, far exceeding all among him. He became a fierce warrior, winning many a battle, until finally cornered by ruthless barbarians.
Ares, destroy these guys who are kicking my ass, and my life is yours. A deal was made, and Kratos was joined at the bone with the Blades of Chaos, a set of chain swords and basically a badass whirlwind of flame and steel.
But Ares had a scheme. While doing work for his god, Kratos accidentally murdered his own family, permanently marked by the ashes of his wife and daughter. He was, forevermore, the ghost of Sparta.
So, he was kinda understandably really pissed off. Time for a new god of war. The gods were crapping their togas in fear as the new god of war took out his rage on all of them. And got some new gear out of it, too.
With Poseidon's trident and Icarus's wings, Kratos dominated both sea and sky. He also has a tendency to carry powerful severed heads, like Medusa's.
And the claws of Hades could steal souls, even the soul of Hades himself. Should have thought that one through, man.
Really?
Neither Perseus or Hercules were a match for Kratos, nor was Helios, the sun god capable of moving stars and spreading light across the entire underworld.
Wait,
He
what?
fought Atlas, the Titan of Strength, who broke the load-bearing pillar of the universe. So Kratos forced him to hold
Dude,
up the
is he that
cosmos on his
strong?
own instead.
And he could do it with just one hand, according to the novelization.
Even his grandpappy Kronos failed to stop him. You know, the guy who overthrew the primordial that punched the universe into existence.
Causing shockwaves that moved over a quadrillion times faster than light. A frankly incomprehensible feat.
Then there's Daddy Zeus.
Who proved a serious challenge, until Kratos drew perhaps his ultimate weapon, the Blade of Olympus.
It can make tornadoes, lightning, force fields. Oh, and it can stab the hell out of you. It
Of
siphons
course,
godly
mind
energy
within
and can pull enough to even kill Zeus. Like father, like son.
Even while
Aw,
Kratos ultimately
so-
released
so
hope
nice.
across the Greek world, he could only do so after annihilating everything.
Like a badass, he was unstoppable. Non-stop killing and sex and even more killing. And yet, he couldn't be any more depressed.
His wife and daughter were still gone. What was he to do?
He didn't know. He wandered aimlessly for years, somehow stumbling into Norse mythology where he met Faye, his second wife. Good start, buddy.
Kratos had a new lease on life, but he could not escape his past mistakes.
There's a reason he hid his swords in a dingy basement. Even so, Faye insisted he could do better. So he became a dad to a new boy.
Easily the toughest task
Boy.
he ever undertook,
Oh, I
especially after Faye unfortunately died of a mysterious illness.
Damn it, not again! But hey, it wasn't Kratos' fault this time, and Faye left the tools he'd need to keep the boy safe, including the Leviathan axe.
Far from the whirling rage of the Blades of Chaos, the Leviathan axe was deliberate and mighty, said to rival Mjolnir itself.
Thor wishes Mjolnir was as
Mjolnir.
cool as this axe. It's imbued with ice magic and a poison even the gods fear. It can be summoned to Kratos' hand from a distance, and it even shatters souls.
Kratos may have once been a sword of vengeance, but with his new weapons and a new purpose, he stood as a shield against the godly Asir.
Too bad he just can't help but get in trouble with gods. But now he knew how to control his anger.
Which is even more important than it sounds. Kratos' Spartan rage summons an inner strength with magical properties.
He can even get so pissed off that he straight up heals himself. That
Wait,
seems
what?
like the opposite of
How?
what should happen.
That doesn't
All
make any
anger is
sense.
problematic, and Kratos wields plenty of new weapons and relics to channel his rage through.
Like the Dropnir ring, which can summon a bunch of wind spears. They can absorb all types of energy and blast it back. He even has relics and magic that can warp space and slow down time.
Naturally, he contested with the strongest of the Norse gods, including the god of thunder Thor, who was powerful enough to fight the fire giant Surtur and the world serpent Jormungandr at the same time.
Oh, and that fire giant would be the cause of actual Ragnarok. You can't defeat me, Thor. I know,
But he can.
Well, not exactly.
Oh, yeah, I
Freyr, the
remember.
rain god, held off Ragnarok for a considerable time on his own, and the sheer power of Ragnarok shook Yggdrasil down to its very roots.
That's the World Tree, which is like a literal tree that connects the whole universe.
According to Freya, the tree's very existence supports all of creation among its boughs. Every strand transcending time, transcending space. Everything comes back to the tree.
So it's Kinda like Kratos lives in a really big treehouse.
In his quest to free the Norse world, Kratos reclaimed old weapons by reckoning with his past sins, even taking up the Blade of Olympus once again.
Even better, he actually got to be a decent dad. And now the boy is a man and also a bear.
Kratos made a lifetime of mistakes, but this future would be different. He'd be more than he was in the past. Not just a god of war, but a leader, a father, and a defender. A god of hope.
Okay.
This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood
Well, that's
Gold.
interesting.
With
Okay,
Robin
so
Hood Gold, you can now
that
enjoy
seems
the
okay. So
VIP
that it
treatment,
makes
receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement
Kratos
contributions.
seems to
The
be very
privileges of the
powerful
very
now. I think
privileged
about
are
it.
no longer exclusive. With
But I
Robin Hood
can't be
Gold,
sure.
your
I
annual
still
IRA
have hope for
contributions are
maybe
boosted
Asura
by
a little
3%.
bit.
Plus, you
I
also
can't
get
be sure,
4%
but I'm
APY
learning
on
a
your
little
cash
bit, so
and non-retirement
I'm-
accounts. That's over 8
guessing,
times the
I
national
mean,
savings average.
I thought they
The
could have
perks of
added
high
a
net
little
worth
bit
are now
extra,
available for any
but
network.
The new gold
that
standard
seems
is here
plenty
with
of
Robin Hood
advantage.
Gold. To
So-
receive your 3% boost on annual IRA contributions,
I
sign
don't
up
know.
at
I don't know. He still
robinhood.com/gold.
seems
Nothing
powerful,
involves
but
risk.
we'll see.
Rate subject to change.
Okay.
3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a
Okay,
month.
yeah,
for 1 year.
yeah.
First
Yada,
match
yada,
must
yada,
be funds in
yada.
IRA
I'm not
for 5
sponsored.
years.
I'm not
Go to
sponsoring this.
robinhood.com/boost.
Okay, I'm not getting paid
Over
for
8
this,
times
but
the national average
I
savings
have no
account
power
interest
for
rate
this.
claim is based on
Alright.
data from the FDIC.
You guys
as
do
of
that on
February
their
18,
channel. Link
2024.
description.
Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Alright, yada yada. Okay. Now it's Asura.
Long ago, a demigod fell from the heavens, only to rise from the depths of Naraka after 12,000 years.
After 12,000 years, he's free to punch everything dumb enough to get in his way. He was the demigod of wrath, Asura.
Alongside 7 other demigod generals, Asura served as defender of humanity against the impure Goma, dark spirit monsters infesting the world.
And the demigods battled the Goma by wielding a mystic energy formed from human prayer, mantra.
By advancing technology with mantra, the Guardian Generals became essentially hyper-powerful mystic cyborgs. They could each harness mantra through a different emotional affinity. For August, it was greed. For Yasha, it was melancholy.
I'll give you one chance to guess what Asura's is.
By tapping into
I have
his
no
wrath,
idea.
Asura can take many forms for battle, like the 6-armed Vajra, a state powerful enough to subdue the embodiment of the planet's will and the source of the Goma, Vlitra.
But he wasn't angry enough to put Goma Vlitra down for good. At least not yet. Of course, since he's literally powered by wrath, no enemy of Asura's would be stupid enough to do something that would make him even more mad, right? Right?
Funny you should say that.
God damn it.
First off,
I don't-
Asura is not
yeah.
some one-dimensional anger machine. In myth, the Asuras were powerful and aggressive beings, sure, but not inherently evil, just like Asura himself. He's a warrior, but also a husband with a daughter, Mithra,
And Mithra has the unique power to supercharge mantra energy.
which gave Asura's prideful commander, Deus, an idea. If he could weaponize Mithra, literally wiring her up to a super weapon, the Guardian Generals could maybe finally end Goma Vlitra for good.
Well, obviously Asura wasn't gonna go along with that. So Deus framed Asura for killing the Emperor, murdered his wife, kidnapped Mithra, and then just straight up killed him. What a dick.
But true
Wow.
to his nature, Asura was literally too angry to die. So long as a single part of his body remains
course.
and can possess mantra, he can climb back out of Naraka, a sort of limbo underworld between life and death. Thanks to some coaxing from a strange golden spider, he did just that, with an all-new purpose in mind.
Make the gods pay! Oh yeah, they're calling themselves gods now. Turns out they're all assholes who started sacrificing thousands of innocent people to try to power up. So Asura got really pissed off.
And through his rage, Asura's
Okay, I can see
power
that.
exploded, rising enough to throw giants like ragdolls, shatter whole moons, and destroy a fellow deity, Wyzen.
Who could dwarf the planet and wreck it with just a finger? Look at this!
Asura is so powerful, his soul cannot be manipulated by the Goma or the deities. He can propel himself with mantra to fly, harden his fists to break steel, fire explosive energy blasts.
And headbutt you so hard you wish you could die even faster. The dude literally stockpiles anger into a burst of energy that can one-shot even the toughest of foes. And when he goes unlimited mode, he can rapid fire those super attacks without overheating.
Asura's vengeance quest wasn't all shouting and explosions, though. I mean, it was a lot of that, but he also tried to protect people from the gods, including a girl who very much reminded him of his own daughter.
Yeah, Asura's the kind of guy who wants to be a great dad, but all he knows how to do is punch anything that upsets his kid. Like that one dad that knocks out a ref at a Little League game.
And then the gods killed that girl too, along with her whole village, sparking Asura to unleash his berserker aura.
You know how the gods were sacrificing thousands of people to power up? Well, Asura got so freaking angry, he built up enough mantra to match them, even though they'd been building up energy for thousands of years. Seriously, guys, you're pissing off the guy who literally gets more powerful the angrier he gets. What did you think was gonna happen?
Yet even in berserker mode, Asura never lost total control.
Berserker Asura adds even more extra arms, and they're big and glowy now. The man can launch so much angry mantra he wiped out the god's whole space fleet in seconds.
Asura's anger raised to levels so high even he couldn't contain it, scorching him into his wrath form.
Even though it hurts Asura while he's in it, this form is still perfect for absolutely shit-stomping a snobby demigod's face in. It's okay though, his brother-in-law punched the edge out of him.
Yasha saw the error of the deity's senseless sacrifices and teamed up with Asura for a coup against Deus.
Awesome, they're bros again! Just in time for Asura to hit his former boss with so much mantra that he burst, then dive into the planet's core to obtain power equal to 1,000 arms! His mantra form! Finally, a power capable of killing Vlitra in a big planet-busting blast!
Deus was defeated and Gaia was saved. Yet, Asura's wrath hadn't been quelled.
Idol drop!
It turns out that spider that guided him was actually Chakravartin, the creator of mantra and the entire universe.
And everyone's suffering was part of his plan to make Asura his heir. Chakra kidnapped Mithra, because of course he did, and tested Asura in the form of a massive golden Buddha statue. Check out the size of it! That thing can literally hold a galaxy in its palm. Naturally, Asura and the statue threw hands.
Enter the mantra reactor. Capable of holding 7 trillion souls, Asura instead used it as a vessel for a far greater power.
His own unfiltered rage. At last, Asura could show the world his real colors.
Everyone from the humans to the 7 deities to Chakravartin saw Asura's anger as a weapon, a sword for tyranny, when that was never who he was. His rage was really a shield to protect humanity, and most of all, his daughter.
A shield larger than a planet! Unbound by his past limits, Asura's ultimate Destructor form effortlessly punched through asteroids larger than nebulas, dodged planet-sized lasers moving 2 quadrillion times faster than light, and obliterated whole stars!
Chakravartin was, understandably, impressed, and offered Asura a chance to take his place. Asura smiled at the offer and extended his arm.
Right into Chakra's face, as if he was gonna let some god trample over more worlds. Instead, he literally beat the QTEs out of God, obliterating him and his plans in a cosmic explosion.
But with Chakravartin dead, so was the concept of mantra itself. Those who depended on it could not survive, including Asura.
Hey, as long as Mithra was fine, it was worth it. Besides, he'll reincarnate millions of years later, still kicking ass, ready to smack a random thug, a meteor, or Ryu. Right in the balls.
It's interesting. Despite the dangers of uncontrolled anger, Asura's wrath gave him the power to save everything. All because of just one thing.
Some bastard made his daughter cry, so they had to pay. Now that's a god I can get behind.
Take that out of context.
This battle is sponsored by Prize
Okay.
Picks. The best place to get
Because
real
this is
money
gonna be a
sports
stressful.
action.
Okay.
With over
Let
10
me
million
think.
members and billions of bucks in
So,
award winnings,
okay,
PrizePicks
so I'm
has
gonna
made
guess
daily
right now.
fantasy
Okay,
sports
Kratos
accessible
is
to
very
everyone.
powerful, very
It's
strong,
simple. All
very
you have to do is pick
skilled.
more or
Looks
less
like.
on at least 2 players for a
But
shot to
Asura
win
is
up to
very,
1,000 times your
very
cash.
powerful.
And when you want to find non-standard options that are harder or easier to win, just look for the little
I
goblins.
don't know.
Love
I
those little guys.
wanted
The big
Kratos
game
to
is
win this
almost
one,
here, so
but I
don't miss
have
out
a
on the last
certain
football game
feeling
of the
that
season with
Asura is going to win.
PrizePicks is even giving away a free
I
pick for the
feel
game.
like this
To win,
battle
one of the
might
starting
be
quarterbacks
as
only
close
needs to
as this
throw
podcast
1
can
yard.
sound like for the
But
audience.
What if they don't?
Sorry?
What if they only
So-
threw it half a yard?
Then they wouldn't be in the big game.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know.
Good point.
Because like I
I'm
say,
in.
they have.
Download the app today and use code
Oh,
DEATH
I
to get
want to
$50
talk about
instantly
more
after
about it,
you
but I
play your
think about
first
it around out of
$5
time.
lineup.
So
Yep, if you download the app and use
I
code
think
DEATH,
I'm gonna
you'll
say
get
it right here,
50
people,
bucks
that
after
I'm
your
gonna
first
take a
$5
lot of
lineup.
predictions. I'm gonna take a
PrizePicks.
big
Run your
prediction,
game.
and if I lose, I lose. But that's all right. I'm gonna
All
say
right, the
that
combatants are
Asura
set,
is
and we run
going
the
to
data
win.
through all
I'm going to
possibilities.
guess this one.
It's
I feel like I'm gonna
time
regret
for
it after watching this video, after seeing Kratos kicking the shit out of him, after kicking the shit out of the Asura. But you know what? That's my deal. So yeah. So my prediction is Asura is going to win. Kratos Sam is going to lose. If he wins, congratulations. If he win or lose, alright for me, I guess.
It's true then. The god of war is on Gaia. But not for long.
Huh.
You do not want this fight.
Apparently wants to. I see it. I'm just gonna close the door. Alright. Dang it! We're gonna have to still rebuild this whole place. Oh. I've got to leave a mark for Kratos.
You let your wrath consume you. I have been down that road before. Shut up! Very well.
Uh-oh, Kratos about to take it serious. Uh-oh, here's the thousand arms, I'm assuming. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How about now for the fight? Maybe that's a good.
This is not my end!
already happened. Kratos about to turn things around.
Death has not earned me yet, Titan! But you deserve a worthy end!
Probably Kratos going to win.
You are a monster no longer. I never was.
Ah. Damn. Well. Damn, that sucks.
KO! Well, I guess Asura's wrath really is gone. But are we sure this is how it'd go? Even though Asura can blow up stars?
Asura had some amazing displays of apocalyptic destruction, but the full scope of their speed, experience, versatility, and power sheds a surprising light.
At first glance, speed seems like a shoo-in for Asura. Kratos is quick, but he never dodged a universe-crossing laser.
That doesn't mean he couldn't. Remember, as usual, we look at these characters at their peak, free from gameplay restrictions.
Yeah, we're looking at everything in canon, and Kratos fought and killed Helios, the sun god.
From the moment he's introduced, Helios is emphasized to be immensely powerful. Without Helios, darkness would shroud everything. His light was fast enough to illuminate the entire underworld while Kratos sailed through it, taking a few hours at most.
So, kinda hard to quantify, but that's consistent with the shockwaves the primordials caused that spawned the universe.
Arguments could be made for which is faster, the primordial shockwaves or Chakravartin's intergalactic lasers. Since it's so close, it's safest to assume their speeds are generally even.
But what does speed matter if you don't know how to use it? Let's cover experience. Asura lived across centuries, obviously a lot longer than Kratos.
And while Kratos eventually learned to control his rage, Asura pretty much always had that control.
So Asura easily takes experience. But when it comes to versatility, he couldn't match all the weapons and abilities Kratos had.
Sure, Asura's quite skilled and a monster at martial arts, but his fighting style mostly relies on one thing.
A whole lot of punching.
Kratos. Sure, Asura's quite skilled and a monster at martial arts, but his fighting style mostly relies on one thing.
A whole lot of punching.
Kratos' weapons, magic, runes, relics, and even his rage gave him far more options in combat, slowing down time, healing injuries, and most importantly, multiple weapons that could drain a variety of energies, like mantra.
Yeah, when Asura loses all his mantra energy, that's it for him. So the Draupnir spears and the Blade of Olympus gave Kratos exactly what he needed. Versatility, and multiple ways to finish this for good before Asura just comes crawling back out of the underworld.
If he could, Asura's resurrections take years or whole centuries, days at best.
But all this assumes Kratos could match Asura's crazy strength. All roads lead to power, which should go to Asura, right? Look at what he can do! If this came down to who made the bigger kaboom, he'd kick Kratos' ass in 2 seconds.
But a closer examination of their feats reveals the truth.
At his peak, Asura overpowered Chakravartin, annihilating that cosmic golden god.
By measuring the dimensions of Chakravartin's body and scaling it up to match the size of this galaxy-eclipsing statue, we can determine its volume. Add in the density of gold, for good measure assuming the form is solid throughout, and its mass far exceeds not just our galaxy, but our entire observable universe.
Destroying that big golden god would need energy on par with obliterating our universe 91,000 times.
Extremely impressive and unfathomable. However, the same idea applies to Ragnarok shaking the roots of Yggdrasil.
Ragnarok is obviously a bit of a different beast than Kratos, but what really matters is what Freyr did.
Right, Freyr, a god comparable to Kratos, held back Ragnarok's power for a significant time.
So Kratos should be capable of the same level of power, or even more.
Using an official map and knowing the world tree's branches encompass all of existence, we can measure its size and volume.
And we know this map is accurate because it shows these two realms conjoined, which we see in game.
Even if we assume the Tree of the Realms is only 1% solid, a significant lowball that Kratos should easily scale above, shaking such an incomprehensibly large structure would require enough force to destroy our universe's mass energy 9 million times over.
That's almost 100 times greater than Chakravartin's destruction. And this isn't some one-off outlier. I mean, a realm-shattering supergiant doesn't sound too different from the other Titans and Olympians Kratos defeated.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's easy to think that we never see Kratos do anything that matches Asura, but we do. Helios' speed matches Chakravartin, and Kratos outsped him. Atlas is strong enough to lift all of reality, and Kratos overpowered him. Kronos defeated the creator of the universe in a one-on-one fight, same as Asura, and Kratos killed Kronos. Add in the clear numerical comparison of Chakravartin, Ragnarok, and Yggdrasil, and Kratos takes the edge in power.
But hey, Capcom, if you give us Asura's Wrath 2, we'll try this again.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Asura's The Sun Rises. The god of wrath was Kratos.
The winner is Kratos.
Claps for Kratos.
But what if?
Oh. Okay. Huh.
And that concludes my pitch for Asura's Wrath 2. The end. Next time on
Okay,
Death
what?
Battle.
Alright then. Uh-oh. Is this Ghost Rider? Oh. Oh!
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
So it looks like Kratos versus Asura, and looks like Spawn is being replacing the... Oh, okay. This is kind of cool. So the first time the Kratos was versus Spawn, obviously Spawn won. But now it looks like Spawn has another opponent being Ghost Rider. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna like this. But yeah, so this is claps for Kratos to win this one. I kind of nice the little you know, the alternate ending. It's a little bit something that people can at least a little 50-50 people. Some people might like and some people might not. I consider it's okay. So I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I'm okay with this death battle. It makes sense. I'm not so upset about any of this. I mean, I don't really care about too much of these battles. This battle is too much. I mean, I was just at least satisfied about this matchup, so it was pretty much done. But Next one is going to be Ghost Rider versus Spawn, which I'm hoping I'm going to predict the correct one. I could probably be picking wrong, but I understand it's going to be something epic. So what do y'all think about this death battle so far? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it was everyone satisfied about this matchup? Who knows? For me, I'm okay with this death battle. I'm accepting my loss. I guess this will be reaching to two wins and 3 losses. I guess, right? Or is it two or three? Hold on, no, it's Eggman win. Against that, the Joker is a loss. Bowser versus Eggman is a win. Among Us versus Fall Guys a loss. And this one is a loss. So yeah, so it's a 2v3 at the moment. So I have 2 wins and 3 losses. So that's okay. But next one is gonna probably be resulting with a tie. Hopefully, if not, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be a little upset. But anyways, thank you guys for watching today's video. I'm Mr. Lucky Luke, and as always, stay lucky out there. Like and subscribe. Make sure to check out the last video if you are new. Obviously, if you're kind enough. And as always, stay lucky out there.